very much. Do you know what this piece is part of?
Like a romantic.
It's the third piece of a group of three called Souvenir d'un lieu cher. We seem to have been having a lot of French. In those days, French was the language of the nobility, so it's used a lot for titles and in British music as well. Later on, we're playing two British pieces which have French titles. Anyway, it means the memory of, the souvenir, the memory of a lieu cher, of a favourite place, of a dear place. Lieu is place, cher is dear. And it was orchestrated by Glazunov, and this last one is the most famous. Now, tell me about Tchaikovsky. What's he famous for?
Romantic music.
Yes, and what sort?
Very like elegant.
Yes, but what sort of genre? What kind of, you know, for what? What sort of forces? Ballet, right? Famous, very famous for ballet, yes? Nutcracker, Swan Lake, Sleeping Beauty. And somehow, even the violin concerto, I think, and this, it has elements of the dance. It's like a waltz, isn't it? It's elegant, it's dance music, and you want to think in your mind of the beautiful costumes of the 19th century. Amazingly, someone was mentioning Royal College of Music. I was amazed to see in our visitor's book in the library Tchaikovsky's signature. In 1893, Tchaikovsky visited the Royal College of Music in London after he'd been given an honorary degree. Such a thrill, and apparently he conducted the students playing his music. So you're absolutely right, this is really romantic music, and when you play romantic music, I think, as I said before, you need to sing it in your head. Do you sing it in your head? I'm not going to ask you to sing out loud, because I wouldn't like to be asked that. It doesn't really matter what your voice is like. Because if you're at all musical, when you sing something, you'll have the natural phrasing. Sometimes the violin and the bow get in the way, but I think it's really good to sing it in your head. You know? Shall we play it together? Let me get my glasses. First four bars. So you start off in E flat major, and then what happens here? It's rather a special chord, isn't it? It's got that sort of minor, slightly dramatic thing, yeah? So the harmony is what influences the colour. Does that make sense to you? Yeah? So when you say it's romantic, you need to think of the expression and the feeling of it, and how the phrase is shaped. Do you know what I mean? The shape of a phrase. You know, when you have a slur over a whole section. Yeah. Okay. Let's do that again. I'm not saying you're doing that, but da-dee, it needs to go with this, that little shape there. Ti-da-da-da-da, ti-da-dum, ti-da-da-da-da, T, C flat, ta-ya. Then it gets more positive again. Da-da-da-da-da, ta-ya-dum, ta-ri-da-da-da, ti-da-dum. Yeah, and then here. Da-da-da-dim, da-da-da-da-da-ya-da-dee-da-dee-da-da-da-da. What key is it in here? G minor. Yeah, and it's forte, it's quite sort of bold. And then it relaxes here, and it's a little bit fun. Dun, 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 dun. You know, like a little pirouette or something with the dancing, yeah? Okay. So, what does this mean? Grazioso, what does that mean? Graceful. Graceful. And scherzando, what does that mean? Okay, so we all have mobile phones, so I always say to my students, look up what the words mean. My own teacher, Sylvia Rosenberg, caught me out once. She said, I was playing the Sanson Rondo Capriccioso, and there was morbidezza, and it does not mean morbid. It means soft. So we could all look up what it means, because that gives the clue to, obviously, what the composer wants. Scherzando means playful. Yeah, it gives a very different character, doesn't it? Graceful and playful. So, do you get worried by this?
Yeah, sometimes.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah,
So, it gets really bouncy sometimes. So, how about practicing it all not bouncy? You know, were you here when Artemy played this scherzo tarantelle and I was telling him to play off the string? Maybe you want to try the other way and play it legato first. So just play me either 4 notes to a bow or a whole bar to a bow. Sorry, maybe you didn't understand what I mean. So just for now, can you just give me a space? Thanks. So do it all in one bow. Just for practice. Don't worry about the vibrato for a moment. Don't worry about the vibrato for a moment. So that's an A. That's an A flat. Hang on. So this is we're in 4th position, and it's like you've got your octave frame, which is a basic thing on any position. You've got your octave frame. So this is 4th position. I know it's horrible doing this in front of everybody, but yeah. Okay, that's good. So that's it. So that would be a good way to practice. So you get the left hand legato first, and then with the bow. We try that up to speed now with the right bowing. 2, 3. You want another go? Okay, so with this here, this could be light because this is piano, and then when you get here, this is forte, and then you've got a crescendo to fortissimo. So this needs to be more. This could be less, yeah, lighter, as I said, and then ta-dum, ti-dum. Do you practice octaves?
Yeah, sometimes.
Yeah. So, can you just let me see the music? Thanks. Do you want to come over here maybe? Yeah? So it's building up, so it's really exciting. Yeah? And then here, piano, what does this mean? Poco meno mosso. What does that mean? A little bit slower, yeah? A little bit less movement, it literally means. So you want to get the feeling of, do you know what I mean by pacing? Pacing, you know, like pace, the speed of things. You want to get in without the violin sometimes, you know, when you're going for a walk in the country like composers like to do, like Beethoven used to like to do that. And then you can sing it to yourself and get the feel of the music, how it goes, away from the violin. That would be, I highly recommend that, yeah? And also to go back to the score and look at the piano part. Do you look at the piano part sometimes? Definitely look at the piano part. I went to Beijing about 4 years ago to do a masterclass, and the first violinist came along. I said, what are you going to play? And she said, the Spring Sonata by Beethoven. And there was no pianist. And I was saying, you know, it's great that thank you very much to both our excellent accompanists today. You know, this is only part of it. You need the accompaniment, it's the whole piece. So sometimes it's good to practice from the piano part to see what the piano is doing, yeah, how it fits, yeah, and even better to sort of play bits on the piano. Do you play the piano? No. Okay. Well, that doesn't matter, but anyway, practice from the piano part so you can see, you know, you've got a chord here and not here, and then, you know, all that sort of thing. Anything you want to ask me? You want me to play that? Okay. This is bar 63. Okay. If I were you, and for my recital, I'm going to stand here, because then I've got, and I will usually have the piano just square on, so that we have contact, yeah?
And also, like,
Yes.
the last bit.
The last bit.
Show me the last bit.
I will do my best. Okay. 63 is, you haven't got bar numbers. Yes, that's it. Okay. All right. Thank you very much.